the impression that John Quincy didn't necessarily want to be the president.
Yes, I think that I think almost became a centerpiece of the novel, especially as far as like his characterization and character arc goes, is that, 'cause, I mean, obviously from that scene that I just read, that he's aware that his parents are putting a lot of pressure on him to become president, while remaining the most virtuous person possible.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he almost came off to me as unaware that, like, he didn't even want to be a politician or a diplomat or a lawyer or any of that.
Mm-hmm.
And his real interests were science and poetry. And there's a few times where he either is looking at the stars or talking about astronomy or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very clear, like in those scenes, like that's where when he feels at peace, and where he feels like he's very passionate. And that was kind of like a way to sort of subtly hint to the reader that, like, this is what he actually wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it was his parents who pushed him toward politics and law and diplomacy. And that, I think, is kind of key to like how I approached his character in this novel, both in terms of the weight that they placed upon him, but then it sort of like distorted his own personality, so he became much more of like a porcupine himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he took it out on his own family, his own wife and children,
that
especially his eldest son.
Yeah, that really jumped out at me, that you could see these dynamics of father and son that he had to have resented on some level, and yet he was doing the same exact thing to his own son.